everybody. Once again, I'm Liam Crafton Jr., aka Zorval-chan Less Than Guru. We have Mars Videocat here, and today is Torg Tuesdays. So, what I would like to first say is that hopefully soon I'll be able to get a Torg Eternity Orrorsh review up. The reason that it's been delayed is because the final solidified version has not been released. We have, us backers of the crowdfunder have the kind of preview, the rough version, but things get solidified and finalized and certain things and aspects get changed, and I don't want to do the review until that is done. One of the normal, very last things that kind of comes into place, falls into place, is that there is a certain backer level with the crowdfunding that you can make your own archetype. And those are known as like the backer archetypes. And it's not every backer does it, it's just certain ones who reach a certain pledge level, and they have a certain number of those. I believe it's 16, but I could be absolutely wrong on that. I know there's just a certain number of people that can get that. And when those are done, usually that's pretty close to when things, it's kind of like on the tail end. So somebody did post on the Piazza forums, that was a backer saying that they got the files because they're kind of kept up to date amongst not just their own archetype that they're making, but I guess amongst everybody else's archetypes. And I don't get those files or emails or anything like that. I just am looking at what is available to anybody to see. So I'm not talking about speculation. Well, I am talking about speculation. I'm not talking about stuff that would go against any NDA that I have or secret knowledge or anything. It's just stuff out there. But usually that's kind of at the tail end of a wave. And with the Orrorsh wave, then hopefully those final files will get released, and then I can do that review. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then that just leaves Pan Pacifica, which can say that we are pounding away at it. We're going through processes and getting things fine-tuned and everything in that for those of us who are working in that area. And I can say that because on one of the recent UlysseCon monthly con that they had, although they didn't have it in May, but in the previous one, I was actually mentioned as being one of the writers for the Pan Pacifica Mega Adventure. So since that's said, I can say that. So I am, we're working to get all that stuff finalized, and hopefully that crowdfunding will be out as well. This Torg Tuesday is more about the future, and hopefully that the Orrorsh stuff will get finalized in the digital format, and then hopefully very soon after that it will get the physical format, and we'll get our nice big boxes, which I think those are called the sarcophagi, and that will be great. I have a nice place where I have all of them, and once I get Orrorsh and Pan Pacifica, it will fill up that space very nicely. So that will look really cool in my living room here. And other than that, I don't have anything ready. I will also probably start soon. Probably it will be at the end of the Pan Pacifica crowdfunding. I will start maybe releasing stuff about my revised Paraverse rules. So for those of you who don't know, Torg has all their stuff is available on DriveThruRPG, and one aspect of that is known as the Infiniverse Exchange, and that allows anybody who follows certain rules, kind of like the what is it, the SDR for other games, or the Open Game License OGL, sorry, like the OGL of D&D 3.x, that it's similar, it's not the same, but it's similar to that effect, which means people like me can write stuff for Torg Eternity and sell it, and it's really nice. I get 50% of it. Ulysses Spila gets 50% and drive, or gets, sorry, 25%, and Drive Through RPG gets 25%. So that's a nice way that we can, that anybody, not officially, but canonically, because everything's canon, and table's canon. So we can publish stuff out there, and it can hit our audience. And if people are looking for stuff for Torg Eternity to fill in those things that they might be missing out on, or maybe that they don't quite like a way a rule is done and a different option is given, they can take that. So my Paraverse is its own Cosmverse, which is heavily based off of my home game that I've been playing since the original Torg. So things have changed differently and for different reasons, and there's different stuff on it. And so using the last 3 to 4 years that I've had playing Torg Eternity, plus all my previous experience with Torg, I kind of wrote the Paraverse as soon as Torg Eternity came out. I guess it was. As soon as it kind of was backed, a few months later, I had a few months of playing that, a lot of years playing Torg Eternity, or sorry, Torg Original, a few months playing Torg Eternity, and then wrote the Paraverse through took a couple of months. I wrote that and did that. Well, since then, about 3 years has passed with me game mastering and playing. Actually, I get to play Torg through Torganized Play. Check out Torganized Play. We stream every Wednesday on Roll Hit Die Twitch channel. So I'll plug that there. But I get to play, I get to game master, and while I always agree that the game, this game, Torg Eternity, fits globally very well on a game that fits a need for a mass audience, that sometimes as a game master at your table, you might want to change things to fit your table that wouldn't necessarily be appealing or good for the vast majority. So with the Paraverse, I kind of do a little more focus on rules and stuff that I've seen, and if somebody wants to use those, then they can do that. And so that's one of the things that is kind of going on in the back of my head over my years of Torg Original and Torg Eternity game mastering and playing, tweaks and adjustments and stuff like that that I want to do and present. Like a couple of days ago, or maybe the last one, I presented an alternate rule. So there'll be options and stuff like that. So I haven't got things completely solidified, but it is something that I am thinking of, and different rules and stuff that have come up that seem to either be overly complicated, or issues where if you just have this book, it's wonderful, but you add a source book and this source book, and they kind of things stack and interact with each other in wonky ways, things like that. So there's going to be a whole lot of that I will get into in the Paraverse, the revised. So once that is completed, which I don't know how long that will say, but during these Torg Tuesdays, I might present some of the ideas I'm coming up with and the way that I'm going to present it in options and stuff like that. Because you can always pick and choose. It's not necessarily like you'll have this rule set and the Paraverse rule set, and you have to do this or this. You can a lot of times you can pick and choose which things that you like, and I really enjoy that, making the game your own. So having said that, once again, I am Lehman Crafton Jr., aka Zorvalchan Less Than Guru, and until next time, I will catch you later.